relationships are like bank accounts. You can't withdraw from a relationship until you deposit. I have found is a great way to do that is just to take what I know and take what I'm familiar with and just give it away for free. Like, even if you only reach one person who goes like, wow, I really relate to that. Like, I really understand that. Like, that's still one person who now looks at you as somebody who like, I can learn from this guy.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Investor Fuel podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds, and I'm excited. I'm excited today. I'm excited to bring to you guys a content creator for real estate, right? I love it, man. I love his approach because his approach is about building trust with his clientele. And, you know, we stand on honesty and integrity, but I love that mindset is that every content creator is not looking to build trust. And that's what he's about, making real connections. So I want to introduce to you guys Mr. Aaron Margrabe. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Did I get that name right? Did I put some respect on your name, man?
You got it. You got it. Nailed it.
I appreciate it, man. Listen, I'm so happy for our audience to get a chance to hear from you, hear from your perspective. I mean, we love just to hear people talk about doing what it is that they do, right? And it's so many people that listen from different perspectives, different angles, from different walks. Like I said, we have investors, we have some service providers, and so it's just good to have a place where people can hear maybe something talked about that they wasn't expected, or maybe talked about but something like, finally, y'all talk to somebody that do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm excited, brother. I'm excited to hear from you. So let's just dive in. You know, if people, you know, they may not be familiar with your world or what you do, give us a short version of what it is that you do, or like what your main focus is these days. And if you don't mind, tell them what markets you're operating in.
Yeah. So basically what I do, I think everybody's probably familiar in some way, shape, or form with, you know, digital marketing or social media marketing, all of those things. What I do is I kind of help businesses figure out what is the optimal route per se for them. And then create content that, again, it builds trust. It's not just we post it because we feel like we need to, or we throw it up when we have time. It's a very intentional way of you know social media, website, all of that is kind of like our online billboard. I would say in most areas it matters more than actual billboards or whatever kind of ads you can run. And so it's a way of kind of being really intentional and basically saying, like, if you come to our social media page or our website or wherever it is that we're making the most content, like, you're going to be able to look at what we've got and say, like, wow, these people really know what they're doing. As opposed to, again, just kind of doing what you can when you can and just shooting from the hip, basically.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and again, as far as content, that can be, images. If you have like a clothing brand or maybe a restaurant, images of food can go really far. Images of your products can go really far. Honestly, video is probably the best. So I work a lot with clients on making videos and video content. But
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Maybe you're B2B and you need something more like LinkedIn, and you need newsletters, and you need these kind of things you can send out, written content. So it really doesn't matter what it is. There's opportunity for all kinds of businesses and all kinds of platforms. So the gist of it is that's what we help them do.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. And of course, and we know we talked about it and you kind of hinted to it. There's a lot of people out here that's trying to do what you do, right? And a lot of them are cutting corners. That they're trying to do it, maybe at a cheaper way, but with a lower quality. And so I can imagine that within this climate, it's not always easy with it being saturated and trying to get people to buy in. So let me ask you, man, what keeps your machine running smoothly?
That's a good question. I would say one of the biggest ones is kind of having a partner who can help you. My wife, she owns her own business as well,
Go
but
wives.
she, yeah,
Yeah.
they make the world go round.
Listen, but don't get me over here cheesing about talking about my wife. But you want, but this is your story. I'm sorry, Aaron. Talk about your
No,
wife. Talk about your partner. My bad, man.
no, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think this is true for any business, no matter what you're doing. Having a partner behind the scenes who helps you stay sane and helps you keep your life going. Obviously, that's huge. But I would say outside of that, the biggest thing that makes my world go round probably is the knowledge aspect and keeping, just like, I mean, anybody in real estate knows you got to keep up with, types of loans and different types of, how the insurance market's doing, like all of these things you got to keep clients aware of, when you're trying to sell a home and things like that. So it's the exact same thing. Staying up to date on what's going on, because, if you look at somebody like me and I've got, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, Threads, all these platforms, they change their terms of service all the time. So right there's 8 things you got to worry about. And, I mean, I could go on and on. So I'd say the biggest thing is knowledge and making sure that when I'm working with clients, we know what, the best route to take and what the best action to take, when you're trying to do this well is.
I love it, man. I love it. So of course, sometimes one client is not like the next, right? So each situation is not like the next. So of course, there are moments when things get real. Maybe like a deal goes sideways, or a time you had to pivot fast. Aaron, do you mind sharing one of those stories with us? A time where maybe you had to pivot fast?
Yeah. Let me think. Time where I had to pivot fast. Yeah. So, I can think of a time where I had a client who, and this was something I learned early on getting started, being my own business owner, is that, uh, you know, sometimes the expectations you set is what matters more than anything else, right? Like if obviously I can promise really, really high expectations, but if I don't reach those goals, then it doesn't really matter, they're going to be upset. Right. But yeah, sometimes you can oversell yourself, you can undersell yourself. And in both of those cases, you can kind of, uh, you know, kick yourself in the butt a little bit. And so I can very, very clearly remember, a client I worked with where, when I was first getting started, that I undersold what was going to happen and I kind of oversold what we could make happen. And I remember I had to just kind of like eat my own words. And I was like, I'm going to do for them what they were thinking was going to happen, because I didn't sell the expectations correctly. And I just, I had to do some free work and do some work to basically like say, like, I'm gonna protect my reputation, because that's what I care about more than the money and anything else. So, um, So yeah.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah. I love that, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for your gift of vulnerability. Thank you for your integrity, right? You know, a lot of, you know, I'm not gonna say a lot, but we know there are people out there that doesn't do things the integral way, that would not have went the extra mile to say, hey, you know, I'm going to make sure I go ahead and deliver. So not only did I keep my reputation in place, which is important, our character, but that shows your character that, yeah, I want to keep my reputation in place, but I also want to make sure I deliver on something that the client would like and that the client would be satisfied for. And so I thank you for that vulnerability. And honestly, that would, you know, to me, that shows that I can see you're going to be in business for the long term. You know, that's the difference between people just dabble and people that's in it in the long term, is building that character. And like you said at the beginning of the show, building that trust, right? And making that real connection. So I love that, man. So let me ask you this. What are you focused on next? Like, which are you looking to scale up? Like, what's your next real goal?
Yeah, I'm actually in the process of scaling up. Most of what I do right now is very local, and I'm happy to work with local people. I mean, that's my passion. But um, I know there's also local people in other locals, so I'm in the process right now of kind of scaling up, adding members to the team, adding other members to the team, and kind of refining our offer and like what we work with clients on. Because again, the biggest thing I think I really sell for almost everybody I work with, it's not, cool videos or like cool graphics. None of that really matters. What it comes down to is, do people trust you enough to buy? If they don't trust you enough to buy or work with you, how do you gain that trust? And again, I think, um, if you look at the numbers, 98% of the world is on social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok. Almost everybody you talk to is on one of them. Um, and if you look at the numbers, we're all on our phones too much. We all probably do stuff. We doom scroll. We do a lot of that stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And not that I'm advocating that we should do more of that. I really don't think we should. But what I am advocating is that we need more people who offer value, and offer, connection. And again, I think that's the thing people gravitate to, and that's the thing that's going to lead people to trust you. Is coming across a post that's like, hey, we sell real estate, but we also care about our community, and maybe that's showing off some of the stuff you do in the community. So um, I guess all of that to say, again, that's what we help people do. And I think in terms of scaling, and in terms of trying to grow my own business, like I just want to help people do that, and help people figure out how to do that for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, I love that. And of course, you know, you can have, you know, you get your things and your systems in place. But I love the fact that you have systems in place, but you're like, hey, the next move is also helping other people to bring on different people to build a team around you. And that's amazing. And you know, you've been in business, man. You know that the next move, it can either compound things or create chaos depending on how you play it. And so, man, listen, you know, kudos to you for, okay, I'm not going to say stagnant. I'm going to keep pushing this thing forward, scaling and reaching the goal of making sure that I bring in a good team and building a good team that going to come alongside me to build trust for the clients, right? And so, and I'm glad you talked about, you know, building teams. You know, of course, we have people, like I said, they listening, and some may be early in their business journey. You know, some may be even still trying to figure out, you know, what their niche is, what they're trying to do. And so you mentioned building teams, and so I would love to know, when it comes to building relationships, what's made the biggest difference for you when it comes to building relationships and what you do.
Yeah. So I think this is true whether it's a business relationship or a personal relationship. I say all the time, and I can't remember where I heard it the first time, but relationships are like bank accounts. You can't withdraw from a relationship until you deposit. Um, and so what that means to me is in a personal relationship, right? Like I can't ask you to help me move if we just met 3 weeks ago, right? That's just not, I mean, there's probably some friends that I've had in the past that would have done that, but that's also not something I would do. Um, and the same thing with a business relationship. I think if, I would say for most people, um, nothing is probably a bigger turnoff than getting an email or getting a text that's just like, "Hey, buy my thing," and you're like, "Hey, I haven't talked to you in 6 months, but sure, this is how we'll talk for the first time." Um, and so I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to kind of building relationships and building a network has always been this idea of trying to make that deposit first. And again, when it comes to like what I do, I think a great way to make that deposit first is, if you and let's just be clear here, like you don't have to be like a master video editor or anything to be successful at this. I think there's a lot of people out there who, if they just took their thoughts, posted them on their page or posted them on their business page, and they said like, "Hey, here's something I've learned over the last 5 years or whatever," even if you only meet like even if you only reach one person who goes like, "Wow, I really relate to that, like I really understand that," like that's still one person who now looks at you as somebody who like, I can learn from this guy. And if you do that 5,000 times, like how many people have a network influence of 5,000 people, right? Not many, not many. So for me, like that's something that I've tried to do and tried to help people with, but I have found is a great way to do that is just to take what I know and take what I'm familiar with and just give it away for free. As just a show of like, hey, like, you know, I'm just trying to make that deposit metaphorically. So maybe hopefully one day I can make a withdrawal.
Man, I absolutely love that. I love that analogy. You can't make a withdrawal if you haven't made a deposit. And I
Right.
love that. And that's why a lot of people have these negative relationships, pun intended. Like
Yeah.
and so I absolutely like that. And like you said, that goes for personal and that goes for business, right? Like you want to make sure that you are serving the client, making a deposit with real connection, with real trust, maybe with a giveaway, maybe with something, right? To make sure that they know,
Yeah.
listen, I'm in this with you, right? Yes, there's reciprocity. We understand there's, there's buyers and sellers. We get all of that. But also, I do want to make a real connection with you and service you the best way that I can and make that connection. So you're right, man. Relationships are everything in this business. And so I really we're coming towards the end. I just actually want to give you space. Is there anything else that you feel like you want us to know about your business? Is there even maybe some inspiration or that you or encouragement you want to give to business owners? Like I just want to open the floor up for now for you to have that kind of last word.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'll start with the encouragement first, because I feel like that's probably more important. Um, I would say the biggest thing, like I said, you don't have to be an expert to be successful at what I help people deal with. Really, my biggest thing is I help people save time and I help people strategize is really the biggest thing. And again, I wholeheartedly believe if you're consistent in a year, 6 months, a year, depending on how much content you're putting out, it will increase your bottom line, no doubt in my mind. Um, but the biggest thing I help people with is time and strategy. And so uh, if this is something you've ever wanted to try or you've wanted to be more intentional about and you've just not been very successful, I can tell you the biggest thing is just be yourself, be authentic, and be consistent. Again, you don't have to have a $1 million video setup to make good videos. A lot of times it's the content that matters. It's not the way the camera's set up or things like that. Um, so if you can be authentic, you can be yourself and you can offer value. And value is subjective, right? Value can be education, value can be entertainment, or value can be just emotional, right? Um, and so if you're able to offer any of those things in any kind of format, whether it's video or text or newsletters or whatever, like people will listen. It may take some time, it's not going to happen overnight, but people will listen. And again, it's a matter of working on making those deposits, not knowing if you'll ever even get the withdrawal, but making those deposits you keep at it, you'll be successful. You know, every platform these days is going algorithmic, so they're showing people what they think people want to see. So if you shoot from the hip a couple of times and you're not very successful, like that's not an indicator of the potential that you can have when it comes to reaching more people. And again, I wholeheartedly believe most people, if you're just your authentic self, like you'll find your people and you'll grow that kind of realm of influence around you.
Love it, man.
And then as far as a call to action, so again, I work with many kind of businesses, but I do have real estate companies that I've worked with and continue to work with. So I guess the biggest thing would probably just be, reaching out to us. So I'm on pretty much every social media platform in some way, shape, or form. Website. I don't know, Quentin, when you post this, do you post like links or anything like that with like?
It's funny, to be honest with you, my admin normally handles that. I would have to literally go look. I've never looked in our show notes to see if we post links. So that's a great question. I actually need to find that out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do not know. I ain't gonna even lie to you right now, man. So that's
Okay,
a
no
great
worries, no
question.
worries. If so, I'll make sure you guys get all the links. If not, if you look
Appreciate
us
it.
up online, Split Screen Media is the name. The logo looks just like this. This is like the condensed logo, but it looks pretty similar to that. So you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and then we've of course got a website and everything else. So I would say if you have any interest in kind of creating again that foundation for building that trust and building that level of influence, the sooner you start, the more exponential that kind of influence becomes, because if you've only got one piece of content that you've ever posted, that's all people have the opportunity to see. But if people can look at your social, or they can look at your website and see that, like, wow, this guy stays really busy and he gives out a lot of info, like, your credibility in their mind just shoots straight up. So if that's anything that you're interested in, please feel free to reach out. Even if you just want an idea, again, it may not be something you feel like you can afford to hire me for. Like, that's fine. I'm happy to just talk and give you some advice. But if you want to save the time and energy and you want some pretty cool stuff made for you, like, shoot me a message and reach out, and I'll be happy to work together.
Absolutely. There he is, y'all, Mr. Aaron Margrabe, Split Screen Media. And y'all can see in his closing remarks, he's real about building his trust and making connections, man. So y'all reach out to him. Listen, Aaron, I thank you, sir. I thank you for your time, for your story, your perspective. We definitely need people like you, man, that's doing things with integrity, honesty, and building his trust. So again, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. And for those tuning in, I like to say this very slowly. If you got value from this, make sure you are subscribed. We want that little alert going off. We want the messages popping up. Say, hey, they just dropped another episode, because I do not want you to miss out on valuable conversations, just like I had with my friend here, Aaron, today. So thank y'all so much, and we will see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.